Welcome to the Security Plus Study Channel. Subscribe now to be notified of future videos which cover all exam objectives, exam tips, and acronyms. This particular video covers Chapter 1, Social Engineering Techniques. Phishing, a type of social engineering in which an attacker attempts to obtain sensitive information from users by masquerading as a trusted entity in an email or instant message sent to a large group of often random users. Smishing, an attack using short message service, SMS, on victims' cell phones. It's a version of phishing via SMS. Vishing, a variation of phishing that uses voice communication technology to obtain the information the attacker is seeking. The attacker can spoof or simulate a call from a legitimate entity using voice over IP, or voice messaging can be compromised. Spam. Spam over instant messaging is a variation on spam. Spam occurs via an instant messaging application. The goal is to get the user to click on malicious content or links. Spear phishing, a term created to refer to a phishing attack that targets a specific person or group of people with something in common. The attacker targets a particular group, such as senior management of a company. Dumpster diving, the process of going through a target's trash in hopes of finding valuable information that might be used in a penetration attempt. Shoulder surfing. This does not necessarily involve direct contact with the target. Instead, the attacker directly observes the individual entering sensitive information on a form, keypad, or keyboard. Farming. This technique involves misdirecting users to fake websites made to look official. Once at the fake website, the user might supply personal information believing that they are connected to a legitimate site. Tailgating, also known as piggybacking. Tailgating is the simple tactic of following closely behind a person who has just used their own access card or PIN to gain physical access to a room or building. Eliciting information. A skilled social engineer can use a wide range of psychological techniques to convince people whose main job is to help others to perform tasks resulting in security compromises. Whaling. High-value targets are known as whales. A whaling attack is one where the target is a high-value person, such as a CEO of a company. Prepending, the act of adding something else to the beginning of an item. In social engineering, it is the act of supplying information that another will act upon, frequently before they even ask for it, in an attempt to legitimize the actual request, which comes later. Identity fraud, the use of fake credentials to achieve an end. This can be high risk, pretending to be a government official, or lower risk, showing up as the person who cleans the office building. Invoice scams. Invoice scams use a fake invoice in an attempt to get a company to pay for things it has not ordered. Credential harvesting. Credential harvesting involves the collection of credential information, such as user IDs, passwords, and so on, enabling an attacker a series of access passes to the system. Reconnaissance. Reconnaissance is a military term used to describe the actions of surveying a battlefield to gain information prior to hostilities. In cybersecurity, the adversary will examine the systems they intend to attack using a wide range of methods. Hoax, A hoax can be very damaging if it causes users to take some sort of action that weakens security. An example of this is a real hoax that described a new, highly destructive piece of malware which instructed users to check for the existence of a certain file and to delete it if found. In reality, deleting it caused problems to the system. Impersonation. A common social engineering technique that can be employed in many ways. It can occur in person, over the phone, or online. Third-party authorization. Using previously obtained information, the attacker may arrive with something the victim is expecting to receive, name drop to avoid a reference check, or take other actions to create the appearance of a third-party authorization, when in fact there is none. Contractors or outside parties. The attacker may put on a uniform to match a contractor's uniform, like a maintenance or cleaning crew uniform, and show up at a slightly different time than the normal contractor. The attacker may claim to be filling in for the actual contractor and roam around looking for information. Online attacks. Some older forms of online attacks, such as pop-up windows, tend to be less effective today because users are wary of them. However, phishing attempts via email and social media scams are very common and effective. Watering hole attack. This type of attack involves the infecting of a target website with malware. Watering hole attacks are complex to achieve and appear to be backed by nation-states and other high-resource attackers. Typo squatting. An attack form that involves capitalizing upon common typographical errors. If a user mistypes a URL, then the result should be a 404 error or resource not found. But if an attacker has registered the mistyped URL, then the user would land on the attacker's page. This is also known as URL hijacking, fake URL, or brandjacking. Pretexting. A form of social engineering in which the attacker uses a narrative, the pretext, to influence the victim into giving up some item of information. Pretexting uses deception and false motives to manipulate the victim. Social influence campaigns. Influence campaigns involve the use of collected information and selective publication of material to key individuals in an attempt to alter perceptions and change people's minds on a topic. Influence campaigns can be powerful when used in conjunction with social media. Social engineering. Reasons for effectiveness include authority, intimidation, consensus, scarcity, familiarity, trust, and urgency. Thanks for joining us. If you found this information useful, please hit the like button so other people who are looking for Security Plus study content will know that this information was helpful. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one.